name's Michelle and this is my Woolly Wumpkins channel. Welcome back. This month I'm going to talk to you about two things. Firstly, about the things that I've been finishing this month, the projects that I've really enjoyed, and then secondly, Wonderwool Wales, because that's going to be a virtual event this year. It's going to take place via Facebook and Instagram, covering the weekend of the 23rd of April. So you don't want to miss out on that. If you love yarn, you're going to love this show. So let's crack on with it, because I've been doing quite a bit actually. Firstly, I'm going to move the camera over to show you my little friend over here. It's finally arrived. My sock knitting machine. Her name's Doris and she's absolutely beautiful, apart from when she's not, and then she's a complete dragon. But yes, I fall in and out of love with her daily, because I think, well, I haven't mastered her by any means. I've had a strong learning curve with her, and I am able now to crank out a tube, crank out a sock, and the sock can even have a ribbed cuff and a toe and a heel, which I'll show you soon. But firstly, let's talk to you about my knitting project, my hand knitting project. So I told you I was going to be designing a sweater for my daughter-in-law Abby. So this is where we are with that. Can you see that? She chose the patterns and then I chose the yarn. It's a natural yarn from Woolly Knit. I'm slow going on there because I am allergic to the wool. I say allergic, probably intolerant. So I usually wear a mask when I'm working on it. That's the pattern we came up with together. And when I've finished this sweater, I will make this diagram available, the chart, and probably the knitted, the written version of the knitting pattern as well. So I have got plans actually for this to be made into another garment, but that's for another time. But you will see this pattern again, because it is a really nice one. It knits up nicely. It's got an easy to remember repeat, and I like how it's come together. I like it, so why not use it again, eh? Don't want to use it just the once. So am I ready to just fast forward onto the things I've made on my knit machine? Yes, I am. So, as you know from my other videos, I wasn't getting very far with it. I was dropping stitches, I was getting tangled up, I was getting the crank stuck, I was getting all sorts of things. So I'll just show you a few photographs now to show you the type of damage I was doing. So as you can see, when it's with hand knitting, I definitely wouldn't have this problem, but with this machine, and although I'm used to flatbed knitting machines, this being in a circular direction is just, it just makes your brain go everything you knew is no longer true when it comes to knitting with a machine, a circular sock machine. But then your brain, it's got a funny way of working these things out as long as you practice. So that's why I haven't done much hand knitting, hand crocheting. I have done a bit of a blanket for my son, but it's over there. I won't get it. Shall I get it? Go on in, let's get it. I just didn't want to get up. Here we are. So it's just a crochet blanket. There'll be a lap blanket for him. I'm going to make him one and a matching one for my son. No, for his son. Make one for my son and one for his son. And guess what, everybody? You know how excited I was to be having a grandson for the first time? I'm going to have another one. So he's due in the summer, early summer. So I'll have to make him one as well. But the good thing is I've got 2 arms, 2 knees. I can have one grandchild on each knee. Can't wait. And if he's as gorgeous as the first one, ooh, it's going to be lovely. Can't wait. So back to the knitting machine. What I have been doing now is, well, let's show you what I've finished. These are some of the finished socks that I've made. So here's a pair. These are for my brother in Germany. So if he's watching this, these are actually on their way to you. By the time this video is on YouTube, these will be in the post, because I'm going to post these this afternoon. So there's those in a lovely deep red. And then for his son, we've got a nice bright red pair. With, as you can see, I have sort of mastered the ribbon. There are mistakes in these. I'm going to let you into a little mistake here. So this is how a heel should look, with just the one line there of turns. But I must have got distracted on this one because I did 2 lots. So he's got a lovely Y heel on this one. But because I wanted them to be authentic, I've left the mistake in there. So you can see it. I did make them, I didn't just buy them. So that's there. So I used other people's yarns for this. I used they're both woolly knit yarns. This is their merino yarn, 4-ply, and this is their merino with nylon, and they both give different textures. This is firmer and less soft. This is quite soft, but then I thought, well, I've practiced enough on other people's yarns. Let's get my yarn out. So I've made this lovely pair of socks, and this is in my merino with nylon. Beautifully soft, absolutely beautifully soft, and this is Granite Marshland, the colourway, which is available on my website. And these will be in the post today as well to the recipient. These are a gift to someone who has had a tough time with COVID and moving, and GPs not talking to each other, so their medication got messed up, which is ongoing. We don't realise all the extra troubles that are put on people with what has been happening this last year. It's not just the main one, COVID, although that's deeply troubling. But yeah, that's for my friend. So I can't fix her medication for her, but I can make sure she's got lovely socks on that she can put on and think of my green grass valleys when she puts them on. Right then, that also then led me to thinking there are people out there who don't like to knit socks. They don't like knitting this part because it's quite mindless, in as much as you just knit, stitch, knit for like your 50 or your 70 rows, whatever it is. And there are knitters who need their minds to be thinking about the project, which on the toes you have to think about it, and on the heels you have to think about it, and on the ribbon you have to think about it. So I thought, let's see if we can put together something for those people. So, using my machine, there we go. I had it right next to me, looking over there. Let's turn this on silent, because as you can see, I'm such a popular girl. Look. Now this I have to answer. Be right back. So yeah, where was I? So, I've produced these sock yarn tubes. Look at that, look. Now you can either sew the ends, kitchen of them, and have a scarf. You can make gloves out of them by putting on a cuff and finishing around the top. You can put a rib on for a sock, and then you can put an afterthought heel, and then you can add your own toe in a contrast yarn. I did bring a contrast yarn. where have you gone? Who have I dropped that to now? I don't know where I've put that, so I'm not going to waste time looking. So this is in the same colourway as the socks that you saw there. And yeah, so in the next week I'm hoping to make a video to show you how to do that, how to take a tube like this. It requires cutting and it requires around about 20 grams of a contrast yarn, so a yarn that either complements or completely contrasts with the wool, it's your choice, to make those cuff, heel and toe. So these are going to be available from the Wonder Wool show. I'm going to put links at the bottom of this video so that you can directly go to my show webpage, or once the show's over I will change the link so that they go to the page on my website so that you can purchase them directly. So that's what I'm going to show you next, are the tubes that I've made and how different they look compared to when they're yarns. Now I've got a few that are one of a kind. This is a one of a kind. It's my Colketh colourway, which I used to do an awful lot of this colourway back in the mid 2000s, but it hasn't been ordered. So I thought this is the last one. I'll just make a tube out of that. That's in a firmer merino. It is merino with nylon, but the nylon was a bit more, less soft, let's put it that way. But it isn't that it's harsh, it's just not as soft as the merino nylon that I use now. Pop that back there. Oh, I've also, as you can see, I'm wearing my jumper that was made with self-striping sock wool, which I didn't plan it, like I just used this wool because I like the two colours together. So I didn't plan this jumper to particularly have proper stripes. As you can see, it's all different. I actually like that. I wanted to picture a deep swirling pool of water. But this is how it looks when it is in fact knitted into a tube. So as you can see, it does what it says on the packet, self stripes. So that is available as both a tube and as a skein. No, I didn't bring one of those down. So the next one I'm going to show you, let's just show you some examples of how it looks in a tube and how it looks in a skein. So sometimes people can't picture how a skein's going to look. And also on top of this, if I'd have knit, these are knit on 72 stitches, if I'd have knit them on 60 stitches, the patterning would have come out differently. So this is the skein, and then this is how it knit as a tube. So this, I don't know if it's picking it up nicely, but this is so bright. It's just like, you're going to get noticed in the room if you've got socks on this colour. Really nice. Well, obviously if your trousers are not covering them. If you've got nice nice skirt on or crop trousers, whatever you wear. I'm just fussing about here whilst I pick my next one. Oh, this one. Now this one, I was surprised at this one. This is called Toil and Trouble, and it's got mainly black and green, and then there's some yellow and some undyed natural there. So when this came out of the machine, I was really, I don't know, this I look at, you know how you look at some colours and some patterns and you just drawn to them, and that's what this does to me. Look at this. You see that? Just draws the eye in. I love it. So I'm trying to think of what I can make for myself in these colours now. But these particular ones are available at the wool show. Just tuck that back in there so we keep you all as it should be. So I've got quite a few of these to show you. Let's show the next ones. So this colourway is called Shadows of the Schoolyard, because it reminded me of the school uniform colours when I used to live in Cardiff. It's a mixture of my school and the rival school. So that's how it looks. Let's see, can we get that to focus a bit on the bit? We'll see. We'll see what it looks like when it's on the film. Anyway, you can see the colours, can't you? So that's a lovely colour, that is. It's nice and warm. This is how it translates into a tube. I think I have to take my face out of the equation for it to focus. There you go. Isn't that lovely? So that also will be available at Wonderwool Wales. Next, oh, I know, this one. Now this is called Winter Nebula, and it's the immersion dyed version. So the immersion dyed version, the colours are a lot more fluid. My Winter Nebula dip dyed version, the colour changes quite dramatic. It goes from the purple to the black to the pink. Whereas here, as you can see, the colour changes merge a lot more, and they're a lot more. There's a lot more tone to the colours. So go the light pink there through to the dark pink. So how would this come out? Well, my daughter, my youngest daughter, saw me set up the machine. I got the bonnet on, and then the waste yarn, and then I just started putting up the this yarn, fed it through the machine. Went to make myself a coffee, and when I came back, there she was, cranking out this. Isn't that nice? Let's cover my face so that it focuses on it. There we go. I like that. That's a really nice one. So that's Winter Nebula immersion dyed, and again available as a tube or as a skein on my website, and at the show first, I should say again. Nearly there. Oh, I wanted to show you so that colourway I just showed you is what I used in this shawl. You see this here? The bands. So just another example of how differently yarns can, let's grab that again. Yarns colourways can come out depending on the tension of the needle and the stitch amount. So if I fold that down so you can see that, there we go. You see how, same colourway, different effect. Both lovely, mind, aren't they? What's next? Oh, I think this is my last one now. So here's the colourway. This is my popular Calyptical Spaced. So you see the colours there? Really nice colours. And you will, those of you who were at Wonderwool last year will have seen the shawl that I made with it. This is my heritage shawl. There's a link in the bottom for the pattern to this. You see how the colours come out? Wonderful, aren't they? So I'm going to drape this over there so I don't lose it. Hold this, and then look at this, how it comes out in a tube. Again, you just got no idea really how it's going to come out. until you do it. So, pretty dramatically different. Same yarn, different needle size, different row length. But again, it's a nice, vibrant colourway. And it can make a nice pair of socks. Or whatever, for whoever buys that cheap. So these as well will be available as Wonderwool in the virtual event, which we'll tell you more about. I'll do a separate video for that, so that you can make sure you don't miss anything. So let's just double check. I don't think I had anything else I was going to talk to you about, other than the weather's getting brighter, but that doesn't mean we can't knit and crochet of an evening to say, or all day. It depends on your circumstances. So, happy knitting, happy crocheting, happy cranking, happy anything you choose to do during this time. And hopefully I'll be able to show you in the future. I'm hoping that the weather will pick up, because we had a nice day, just one day last week. It's back to winter again now. But I'm hoping that the nice weather will come soon, and I'll be able to take my machine out in the garden and be able to show you some videos of how I am using that and what fun she is to play with. So thank you for tuning in, and until next time, which is not going to be too long because I'm going to be doing now the Wonderwool videos, so keep an eye out for those. If you subscribe and like this video, then when my new videos come out, you'll be notified, so you won't miss anything then. But again, thank you to all my lovely new subscribers. I still notice every one of you, and I still do a happy dance on the house saying to everybody, look, I got another subscriber. So I thank you all for watching me, and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye bye.